Now.
Now. Actually, now. Really quickly, before we get started, views and opinions expressed in this program are not necessarily those of the SCV, GC, any division, camp, brigade, or other subsidiary, or strictly those. Now that we've covered our butts, hi guys.
What's up, man?
Oh, just been busy. Sorry I haven't been on the past couple of times. I've been courting some people who are hopefully going to be helping us out next year, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I'm a man.
Little tease there.
Yeah,
little tease.
Well, it'll help the cause and maybe the show.
Hey.
So.
Good news as always.
Always doing something. Yeah, apology. I'll give you a call a little bit later. I've been saw when you called back, and I was actually on the phone with Moose when you called. Usually,
he would hang up.
Hang up. Yeah, but we were in the middle of talking about the show.
The big shoe.
Yeah, I was giving him marching orders. Hey, happy Confederate Heritage Month, fellas.
Oh, hey, have you read the disclaimer yet?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
You did?
Oh, yeah. My bad. Your fault.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a great day. Great day, man.
Do it again?
Oh, yeah. Read it again.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are not necessarily those of the SCV, any division, brigade, camps, or other subsidiaries. Strictly those of us expressing them.
All right. Hey, they added something new. They added something new, and I wanted to play with it.
Yeah, StreamYard, the software that we use to be able to broadcast on Facebook and YouTube. By the way, do you guys know we're on YouTube? Hey, we're on YouTube. Remember to share.
We're on YouTube.
Hey, happy Confederate Heritage Month, y'all. All right, Corey, I saw that you were under a tornado warning. Stay safe out there in Arkansas. Everybody in Arkansas tonight, all across the South, storms are going on, so y'all be careful out there tonight.
So. Yeah, no doubt. Anyway, they have added to where we can potentially put background music up. But who wants to hear background music when you've got us?
It's free.
That's right. But hey, every now and then we can throw a little background music back there just to surprise you.
Just to spice things up a bit.
Oh, this is about to get interesting.
Yep.
So, well, good night, everybody.
All right.
Hey, that's the first time he's gone off stream without one of us having to kick him. So
that was hilarious. I broke him.
Anyway, so a couple of things that we just want to talk about before we get into tonight's topic. Mattress, what are you going to be doing the first weekend in May?
What am I doing the first weekend in May? I'm going to a red carpet event.
A red carpet event, you say?
Yeah. Apparently, there's some dudes there that are supposed to be interviewing people and going live, and there's supposed to be like cameras and a setup and a big screen and hors d'oeuvres.
This one?
Look at that fancy. I want y'all to see that fancy word down there. Hors d'oeuvres.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I'm talking. That's high class pigs in a blanket. All right. We all know what pigs in a blanket are. All right. Those little wieners that you put in barbecue sauce and grape jelly. That's what I'm talking about.
Will there be some tiny nuts?
Tiny nuts. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, listen. Those, what do you call those things? Pettifor cakes? Pettifor cakes?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Oh, my God.
My wife said it sometime. I don't know what they're called.
Pettifor.
Okay, yeah. Maybe some of those. I don't know. You know.
Man, I want Pettifors now.
Hush up, Moose. But for those who have not heard, the SCV is having, as part of the National Pilgrimage to Elm Springs, and National Confederate Memorial Service, we are having a red carpet gala premiere of the Nathan Bedford Forrest documentary. We will be there set up and in our tuxedos, interviewing y'all as y'all strut the red carpet and get on in there and eat all the hors d'oeuvres up, and make sure you get there before Todd. But or make sure you get there before Carl at least, because a couple years ago Carl Jones and I went to a park up in the Smoky Mountains, and the bears there took their food and hid it from us, and he was so upset I had to give him a pimento and cheese sandwich out of my pocket to make it go make him act normal again. But definitely what, Moose?
Bring some spam for Carl.
Yeah, I always bring spam for Carl. Anyway, the Eventbrite information is scrolling across the screen. It should be in the chat. Go get your tickets. I believe they are $50 a head, 20 or $75 a couple. With that, you get to get the premiere viewing and one of the first copies of the Bedford Forrest documentary. Definitely is going to be good. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good night. I know that Daddy Moose has got his ticket. I believe my sister and mother have gotten their tickets. We'll be there. We're gonna crash the party and sneak in. But yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. Rain or shine, we've got a good contingency plan. We got a good plan to make it an event worthwhile. Very good, Victor. No vegan.
By the way, hey, the red carpet actually came in the other day, so I've actually seen the red carpet.
Ooh, nice. You walked on it yet?
No, I haven't. No, not yet.
But right now we're going to ask Mr. Moose if he would play a clip of the documentary. But before he does, and while he's getting that ready, we'll talk about it. Do you have to dress up at the red carpet? This is, a chance for you to put on your finery. If you want to wear a tux, I'll be wearing a tux. Moose will be wearing a tux. Matt will be wearing a tux. I'm trying to think of who else will be wearing tuxes. I don't know if it's for sure on the Eventbrite what it says as far as dress code goes. I would check there. We don't want to answer one way or another. But this is a show enough shindig for us by us. Paul will be wearing a tux.
Oh,
Let's look there. We're going to talk about that right now.
Remember
We're
our
talking
giveaway.
about that right now.
Remember our giveaway.
Not darn
Paul will be wearing something fantastic. I know it. He's going to be the sharpest there.
See, Ashley will be wearing a tux.
Okay.
Adam will probably be wearing a kilt.
Adam's wearing a tux.
Hoping to have him in a kilt.
That close.
T-shirt.
Tuxedo T-shirt.
Oh gosh. You ready for me to play the trailer?
Hey, definitely we need to bring Chief with us and make sure he's wearing a bow tie.
Oh
we
my
do.
gosh, yes. Thought we had to do that requirement.
All right, play the video.
Play that funky music.
It started about 3 years ago. A controversy began with the political correct movement that was taking place in Memphis, and Forrest became a lightning rod.
They created a nonprofit group, a puppet organization, went in there in the middle of the night and removed the statue in violation of a number of laws.
Even if the statue got put back up, it wouldn't last a week. It'd be vandalized, destroyed, and that's when they started thinking about, well, why don't we move them?
We knew we had to move them to Middle Tennessee. We had to move them to the place where Forrest was born.
Sweet.
I cannot wait to see it in full. Really quickly before we move on, I just saw this message that Miss Dottie Meadows shared about Lieutenant Commander in Chief, his wife, Miss Linda, saying that she lost her mother yesterday. We want to send our sincere condolences and deepest sympathies as well to Miss Linda. She is one of the sweetest, kindest person that I've ever met, and God love her for putting up with J-Bo. But from all of us here, from all of our chat heads, Miss Linda, if you're watching, we love you, and you're in our thoughts and prayers right now as you're going through this hard time.
Absolutely.
Anyway, what's going on at the store?
Oh, so man, finally, I got some new stuff coming in. I was able to sit down with my vendor on Friday. All my medals came in. I finally have ladies appreciation medals again. I worked on certificates all day today, getting those out. All the medals for officer positions came in. The bad thing about it is everything has gone up thanks to the rising inflation. I've had to raise the prices of metals from $30 to $35. So I hate that, but things are tough for everybody right now, and prices are going up everywhere. I was hoping I wouldn't have to do it, but slim pickings on where those things get made and who they get made by. So sorry. But we did get Iron Crosses that came in, or Southern Cross of Honor that came in. I have to shoot a coat of primer on them, and then they'll be ready for sale. But we did get, I think, 20 in right now, and we're working on another load as soon as those go out. Bear with me as we work on shipping because that's going up across the board. USPS is talking about raising their prices here soon, which means everybody has to adjust for that. So just watch how things are coming out. I'm going to try to do my best to keep them as cheap as possible to get them sent to you guys. And then I will get them priced and on the internet. So you'll be able to get them. Mini metals is just, it's not happening as fast as I want it to. We're working on them. They're getting them. Reproduction wearable Southern Cross. Well, that's a good idea. It's something I'll look into. I'll get with my people that make metals. Mini metals, yes, we're working on all of those to go across the board. That's something that's in the works. We talked about on Friday. New T-shirts are coming in. New hats are coming in, and a lot of new life member gear is coming in. So be prepared for that. That'll be coming out hopefully soon. It took 3 months to get the medals in, so don't get your hopes up on getting stuff in quick. It's a process. It's driving me crazy, but a little stress was relieved when the medals came in and I was able to start getting stuff on the shelves. So that kind of freed me up. But
yeah, really quickly to Tina, if you're talking about for the general, he already has one. It came from Memphis, so that's already taken care of. Mini metals, are you going to do mini heritage defense? Out of curiosity.
Well, I mean, we had mini medals for almost all the medals on our rack. We don't anymore. It's something I'm working on. Actually, as someone that was I'm working on a metal that will fit on a bar, like mini bars, so you can stack them in order of precedence and the way they're supposed to be worn, instead of all willy nilly. It's something I'm really working on. I'm also working on to see if we can make ribbons for them or stuff like that. That's all in the works, but it's something that I've been playing around with as someone who is I can't stand when my metals are like all over the place. I don't look like a Korean general, so North Korean.
I've not heard that, Carl.
No, but I've heard that there are 14 constitutional amendments coming up this year. So I am ready to get my copy of the veteran and see what those are.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing that.
14.
14.
14 from one compatriot. That'll be fun. Getting into that, remember, National Reunion is coming up in Cartersville, Georgia. If you haven't gotten your room at the host hotel, it's been booked for a while. But that doesn't mean that you still can't come. There are other hotels in the area. Bunch to see and do. We've got tours and meals and moves, and we may actually bring forth the moose hunt this year.
No.
I'm looking into cheap paintball guns.
Nerf.
Oh man!
If you have somebody that misses and then there's paint splattered all over the wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
It hits me with a paintball gun. Just know I usually carry a real gun.
You know, frozen paintballs. That'll solve the problem. Anyway. So it is Confederate Heritage Month, and we figured we'd do it off. Wait, well, hold on. Moose, go ahead and talk about your giveaway.
Yay! Okay.
Yes, we have appreciation certificates.
All right. So, as you all know, I have been talking about this for a while now. The SCV chat is doing a giveaway. You have the whole month of April to enter. But please note, the last day of April, as we go into May, that will be the cutoff. That's the last day you can even enter to try to win. We will be giving out the book at our chat head dinner, along with our prestigious awards. But first, to enter the giveaway, you must email us at scvyouthOutreach@gmail.com. Please put in the subject box SCV_chat giveaway. In order to, win the book, you must share each promotion for every episode of SCV Chat and look around the Confederation. You must also share the actual episode. For bonus points, you can share pictures, videos, go subscribe to us on TikTok, like our videos there, share them, and whoever is the most interactive with all of SCV Chat Media shall be the winner of the Dixie Rising Rules for Reptile. This is our giveaway music. And Dick Navin. This is a guidebook on how to defend your Southern heritage and take back the narrative in today's day and age.
You gotta be able to get through that.
Good job, Matt.
Wait till Thursday. Wait till Thursday.
Hey, I'm cool like a cucumber, man.
Cool like that background music. Oh, thank you for reminding me. What's that? Anyway, that did remind me, for everybody who is coming up for the weekend on for the reinterment, we are goodness gracious, for the pilgrimage. we are having a Chathead supper at where, Matt?
Catfish Campus. Is that where we want to go?
Yeah, same place we had it last time.
Yeah, same place. I think that should be a tradition. Besides,
It
they
is.
love us there.
They really do. We'll have a flyer coming out about it in the next couple of days. We'll be putting it out there. Last time we weren't expecting as many people to show up that did. So definitely, if you want to get there early. It is a pay-as-you-go thing. Meaning you come, you sit down, break bread with us. When it comes time to get the check, it's on you. We're doing this on a shoestring.
That's right.
Because we're doing this on a shoestring budget.
Yeah.
Shoestrings being generous.
Most of this is done with our phones and cheap background music.
Very, very cheap. Like free background music.
10 stars. 10 stars. I don't know what that was.
Hey, I'll tell you what. If you send a star, I will play your comment and I will put awesome background music to it. Like maybe this. Let that beat drop.
Actually, I can live with this. This is actually some pretty good light listening.
Yeah, it's not bad, right? Hey. It's called night driving. I'm not sure that I would be listening to that while I was driving at night because I might run off into a ditch. Awkward silence does not help the show or stars. Send stars.
I'm waiting on Moose to do something. Going to the gag. That's definitely going in the gag reel for next year. Write that down at 23 minutes and 29 seconds. So I hope everybody's having a great April.
Oh, it says stars not available. Hey, anybody know why that is?
No. We'll look into it afterwards.
Yeah, let me fix that.
Well, fix it if you can't. We'll look into it after the stream. What we may end up doing though is if Facebook has taken that away from us, having a PayPal option relatively soon. So we're on TikTok now. If you've never heard about TikTok, it's what your grandkids are watching now. It's another way for us to get out there, reach a younger audience, as well as reach people all across the world with the true history of the Sons of Confederate Veterans, as well as our Confederate ancestors, and really about the South. I think at max you could do is a 3-minute video, but we can create these 3-minute videos and put them out there, and get some interest peaked. So we're gonna be doing TikToks. Moose has been voluntold that he'll be doing all the dances. So that's nice. Yes, you have been voluntold. So we got that.
If you do one, I'll do one.
It's against my religion.
That's not against mine.
So y'all will be doing the dancing. So we got that. Let's see, what else other news do we have on at least on the SCV chat front?
Do you want to talk about the 2 special episodes I planned?
Well, we could talk about next week's episode, and we could talk about Wednesday's episode.
Hey!
So Wednesday.
Yeah,
I know, Matt. Hey, Matt, we're doing an episode Wednesday. We're going to have a friend of the show on, noted author and historian Michael Hardy, coming on. He's going to be talking about He's going to be talking about Fort Gregg, which was part of the Petersburg siege of Petersburg, also known as the Confederate Alamo, that fell in April of 1865. So we'll be doing that. And then next week, we're supposed to have Editor-in-Chief Frank Powell on.
Wow. Okay.
For those that do not know, the SCV has a magazine called the
Confederate Veteran.
You should be reading your veteran, people. Frank does an outstanding job. I believe this will be his 30th year in the SCV. He's a past national officer. I believe he was Lieutenant Commander in Chief. Paul or somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, it'll be a good episode, one you'll want to turn in for, that you can learn about the Confederate Veteran magazine as well as about Frank's years of experience in the SCV. So we got that. And then Thursday is Look Around, which I imagine we should have a bunch of good pictures and stuff from Confederate Memorial Services, as well as the Battle of Pleasant Hill reenactment that was this past weekend, as well as other great things. I know next Thursday we should have some pictures from the Tennessee Division reunion that's coming up in this upcoming weekend. So
this weekend.
This
weekend, yes, which is Easter, yeah. Which I will not be attending the reunion. I have family coming in that weekend. They'll be here on Friday, and I am hosting Easter this year. My wife's family's coming in. It's first Easter without their dad, so we're kind of taking over as the host of Easter this year. I'm actually looking forward to it.
You should make a mock turkey.
A mock turkey?
Also known as a murkey, which was used in World War II as a substitute in England for real turkey.
That sounds disgusting, and I will not be doing that.
It's pretty much dressing covered in bacon and parsnips for the legs.
Okay. Well, I'm thinking about doing a turducken, so I'm going to take a turkey, stuff a chicken inside that turkey, and then stuff a duck inside the chicken.
You should go a further step and put a Cornish game hen in it.
That's a plan. Anyway, I'm going to figure out how long. It's probably going to take like a couple of days to smoke that. So.
Oh yeah. I'll probably do some type of pork on the smoker. I don't know what type yet. I did chicken this past weekend.
Yeah, hey, that's interesting. You know, we got Easter coming up, and a lot of people. Does anybody get together? We used to get together. My family used to get together all the time for Easter. Easter was a big day for us. We all went to church, and we all got together with the family at the end of the day. We went over to my grandparents. I had, me and my sister had our Easter baskets. We would get dressed to the nines. I mean, suits, ties, all that stuff, and then go to church and come home and eat a big meal. Anybody? Do you guys still do that?
We haven't in several years. Not since my grandmother passed. But we used to do the same thing, and it always meant, and especially in my household, if you know how I love seersucker, that it's the beginning of seersucker season. So I'm really, really happy about that. Really happy that's about to hit up again. Fun fact: do you know where the Easter ham comes from?
Pig.
Everybody's. Well, yeah. The tradition of the Easter ham was actually started in the South.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
When down here, you have your hog killing on like the really first cold day. And when you do, you're putting up tons of meat, including hams. And for a ham to be able to cure properly, the first ham would be coming out right around Easter.
Huh.
How about that?
You're welcome.
Easter. What is that? I don't want to go eat a Pop-Tart.
No, it's our mandated Union Pop-Tart, or excuse me, Confederation Pop-Tart break.
We have
I mean, you're 4 minutes early, but
really? Oh, my
yeah.
bad. Oh,
Look, listen, throw that thing back up there. I'll throw some background music to it. We'll be ready to go. This Pop-Tart break is brought to you by
The Confederate Legion. Join today. Visit www.makesdixiegreatagain.org.
It's gonna go right into the whole commercial. Just
all right, I'm gonna actually play the commercial now. Before we
Okay.
all of our viewers.
What commercial?
Play the Adam commercial. Or the Robert E. Lee one.
When my mother was in college, she danced with Confederate veterans. To me, it wasn't that far away. My father knew this. My mother knew this. Almost 50 years ago, I joined the Sons of Confederate Veterans. In those days, we weren't concerned about saving monuments or any of those things. That wasn't necessary. In fact, none of us had any remote idea that it would ever come up. We can't just sit there and react. We have to be proactive. Or, as Robert E. Lee said, the best way to disrupt your enemy's plans is to strike first. Everyone should do all in his power to collect and disseminate the truth, in the hope that it may find a place in history and descend to posterity. History is not the relation of campaigns and battles and generals or other individuals, but that which shows the principles for which the South contended and which justified her struggle for those principles. If you're looking for some place to be where you think you're going to accomplish something to save our history, go to the Sons of Confederate Veterans. I'm Thomas Lee Jesse. I'm a descendant of Private Daughtery Gilmer, a Confederate veteran.
Oh, no. Connor's frozen.
No, I'm not.
No, he's not. You're frozen.
Man. I was hoping.
Anyway, so tonight we're going to talk about our ancestors.
Yes,
Who wants
let's
to go
chat
first?
about them. I'll go first.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. We got a special video, an exclusive video from our TikTok to play before we get started. So.
All right, so that is my ancestor. That's Private William Leonard Singleton. He was with the 38th Georgia. He started with Company A and got switched over to Company D when they were in Savannah. I got a book called The 38th Georgia, and it's called Hurrah for Georgia. It's one of my favorite books. It talks about the whole 38th and all the stuff that they did. And I mean, he was at some horrific battles. Second Manassas. He was at the first and second Cold Harbor, Battle of Peninsula, Sharpsburg. They were all over the place. The 38th on the Eastern Front. But he died in 1918, and after the war, he became a circuit riding preacher. And actually, one of the buildings that you see in that TikTok that I made, that's Pleasant Hill Baptist Church, and that was a church that he started after the war. He was led to the Lord during the Great Revival that went through the Southern Army. That spoke about quite often, and in books about the South and the Eastern Front of the war. It was that was because of leaders like Stonewall Jackson and Robert E. Lee and their Christian faith. But it took over the Southern Confederacy, and a lot of those guys, when they came back, did this kind of thing. Stories that I heard, my great grandfather didn't pass away till I was probably, I think I was in my mid to late 20s when he passed. But he remembers his great grandfather, which was the one that served, William Leonard, and he told me stories about him when I was little. And I remember being at Granddaddy's house and him telling us about the war. And Granddaddy was very, very Southern. He was very Southern proud. He was proud of his ancestors. And he would always tell me about William and his brother, John, who was in a different regiment of Georgia infantry. I can't remember. I think he's with the 14th, if the story's right. And William had heard, they were at the Second Battle of Cold Harbor, and William had heard someone talking behind him on the line. And he recognized the voice and realized that it was his brother John. Well, he and John got together and they started talking, and the Yankees launched an attack that day, and they fought together, and they were both wounded on the same day, both taken out, and they are both put on wounded furlough. Well, both of them decide they're going to go back to Georgia. So these two Confederates brothers walk all the way back to Georgia to their home, and the war ends shortly after the Second Battle of Cold Harbor in 64 or 65. I'm sorry. And William becomes a minister and a circuit riding preacher, and he rides around. And he also, him and his brothers buy a lot of land, which is now Singleton Road in Georgia. And they had a great cotton business after Reconstruction, and they boomed for a long time. And what a lot of people don't know is they think that the first Great Depression was in the 30s. It actually wasn't. It was after Reconstruction is when the first real depression hit, and that's when the Singletons lost everything. Was right after that. So he had, I think, 6 children after the war. Most of them are buried at where you saw that headstone. That's I pretty much call it Singleton Graveyard. I can go in there and name about. I tell you, I know about 90% of the people that are buried there now, or know of them through relatives. But most of my family is buried right around there. And there's no Singleton that's actually been born outside the state of Georgia since 1778, I believe, is the last Singleton that was born outside the state of Georgia. So they've been there for a long time. But that's my family. That's the stories that I've heard. I know they were poor farmers before the war. When the Yankees invaded Virginia, he decided that he was going to go off and fight for his home and his beloved South, and came home and led people to the Lord. So he doesn't seem, from everything I've read about the man, he was a good man and loved his family and his wife, and did good things with the rest of his life after the war.
That's awesome.
Your turn.
All right. So I'm blessed enough to find a lot of ancestors over these past couple of years. So let me phrase that. My father, he is very good at finding all this stuff out. And I found one. I spoke very minimum about him a while ago on our Funds with Flags episode. So I'll be going back to the Wayne Rifles of Company B. Company B of the 13th Mississippi Infantry. The company was first known in the service on April 17th, 1861. My ancestor who served in the Wayne Rifles was Private Thomas C. McWayne. He joined just at the beginning of the war and served only for a year. He first saw action at the First Battle of Manassas. He would go on to fight in Leesburg, Garrett's Farm, Savage Station, and a couple more, before being honorably discharged. The Wayne Rifles would go on and fight in some of the war's most well-known battles, such as Sharpsburg, Fredericksburg, and most famously participating in Barksdale Charge at Gettysburg. The original captain of the Wayne Rifles, Charles William J. Eckford, and his wife, Miss Eckford, are the people who made the beautiful Wayne Rifles flag. And I talked about this a little while ago. And, of course, Samuel H. Poe, the man that my was named after, rose to be the captain afterwards.
Hey, Moose, so that flag has direct ties to your family?
Not direct, but, I mean, close. They all came from Wayne County, and, I mean, I'm related to a lot of them, but not directly. I mean, I think
okay,
pretty close.
What is there in the Latin?
Latin, the translation means to protect and avenge. No, protector and avenger. Connor's trying to make me mess up and say Latin because he knows Latin. So, Connor, what does it say? I want to hear it.
Tutor et altor.
Thank you. I legit wanted to hear it. I've never been able to say it correctly. But after the war, Thomas McWayne...
No one's been able to say it correctly in 1,000 years.
Fair enough. After the war, Thomas McWayne headed the state of Texas, where he lived out the rest of his life. Born May 27th, 1821, and he died on January 7th, 1906. And he was buried in Smithville, Texas. And there is me at his grave. I got to go visit him over spring break, clean his tombstone. You see the one I'm standing by is his original tombstone. And then some of my, I guess, cousins up in Texas gave him a more modern, and his wife and his child a more modern stone later. And, of course, there he is with the Wayne Rifles flag.
I think that's technically over in Texas.
What'd you say?
I think that's technically over in Texas.
I said he moved to west. He headed west in the state of Texas.
Yeah, you said up in Texas. Texas is over. Tennessee is up.
1 minute. Where's this at?
Oh, Lord.
This great man would be disappointed in you making fun of me.
He was a cartographer. He made maps for a living.
And he's famous, world famous in the SCV.
By God, he didn't put more in the elevator.
No, that was
That's right.
Rule.
He didn't.
More in the elevator.
But he did say it was time to dance.
When did he say that?
Pretty sure he said that on his deathbed. Show Matt that.
This is the best thing this platform ever came out with.
They just come out with something countryish. So before I get, before you pull up the picture of my ancestor Moose, I'm going to raise my tripod real quickly. If y'all can see above me, that's my great-grandfather in his World War I U.S. Marine Corps uniform, taken to Paris Island before he was shipped over to fight over in France at Bellawood and all that stuff. I'm talking about his grandfather. His grandfather was Nathan W. Slay, who was born on January 31st of 1830. Um, he was one of 7 siblings that large family, but one of 7 siblings that went off to fight in the war. A couple years ago, as I was tracing down the Slay family a little bit more, um, I came across this picture, and this is a pre-war picture of Nathan W. Slay. And everybody asked me, how do I know for a fact that that's a pre-war picture? And I'll tell you how in a second. Uh, anyway, he was the family originally settled. Well, the Slay family came from the Carolinas over. They originally settled in Waynesboro or Wayne County, weirdly enough, and then moved up to Copiah County because they needed to get to a place of education and enlightenment. Um,
Oh,
yeah,
you didn't have to go there.
yeah, I did. Anyway, moved up to Copiah County, and that's where they settled. Alexander Slay, who's the patriarch, had boo koodles of children. He and his wife were old school Baptists, Calvinist Baptists. Um, anyway, they had 7 sons, and all 7 of them served. A group of them served in the 6th Mississippi Infantry. Another group served in the 16th Mississippi Infantry. Another group served in Powers Cavalry Regiment. And the final one was just an oddball, served in the 27th Mississippi Cavalry. They captured a gunboat, by the way, but we're gonna talk about Nathan. Nathan enlisted in August of 1861. Earliest record is August 21st in Company F of the 6th Mississippi Infantry, where he was elected as second sergeant. Nathan, God love him, and the 6th, they went through some heck during the first part of the war. They were stationed in Florida and in Kentucky, and by April of 1862, a vast majority of the troops that enlisted with the 6th had either been sent home for illness or died of illness. At Shiloh, before going into combat, they had, I believe, somewhere between 400 to 600 men ready to serve. And this is when we get to Shiloh is where I know for a fact that this is a early war or pre-war picture of Nathan, because during one of the charges across Ray's Field, Nathan is hit in the face with a mini ball that goes into the soft palate of his mouth and exits the ulna. So roughly, it's he's hit about here, and it travels up and goes out. Loses the use of his right eye, or actually one of his eyes. We don't know which one. Um, in July of 1862, he's at a hospital, Confederate hospital in Crystal Springs, recuperating. And Shiloh was in April, May, June, July. He still hasn't fully healed where he could even masticate solid foods. He was, subsisting strictly on water and broth and things of that nature. Being, that messed up from a wound, the doctor discharged him from service because he could not serve any further in that capacity. He goes home and recuperates at home, leaving one brother, and I believe one brother in the 6th. 1864 rolls around, and the conscription acts continue to change ages, getting less and on both ends, getting younger and older. Nathan's youngest brothers decide to enter into Confederate service, and Nathan enters with them. I tried finding it on my phone because I thought I'd send it via Facebook, but I know for a fact I've got it on my computer. I've got a copy of his handwritten notice stating that he was discharged previously because of wounds and was giving his oath to re-enlist into the Confederacy. And that's with having a bullet going internally across your head. Nathan would go on to be elected as a lieutenant and then later a captain of Company A of Powers' Mississippi and Louisiana Cavalry. While in service, they fought under fighting Joe Wheeler, and eventually, during the Selma campaign, made it under Nathan Bedford Forrest and surrendered at Gainesville, Alabama in May of 1865. After the war, he came home to be a farmer as best as he could. In the 1870s, he was elected as treasurer of the Copiah County Co-op. Um, Nathan would his first wife would die, and he would remarry. We're from the first wife set of kids, but he would remarry, and Nathan would pass on July 25th, 1899, at the age of 69 years old. Um, so that's who I joined the SCV under. I could go on forever about the other brothers, except for the one that was in the 27th Mississippi Cavalry, because I haven't done that much research on the unit. So yeah.
He's not doing anything right now. Apparently,
Okay.
Sam, your problem is you're probably uneducated, and that's okay because historical ignorance runs rampant in this country. But feel free to go back and watch our shows, and there's a couple on here about some Confederate flags that you might find interesting. We appreciate your you coming on, but I can assure you that we are not racist. Never intend to be racist. Don't put up with racist. And if you're a white sheet pointy hat wearing douchebag, we'll tell you to get out of here
in a heartbeat.
You know,
because that's not what my ancestor lost an eye for.
That's right. Yeah. We're here to help you understand who we are, what we do. I guarantee you, if you go back and watch some of the shows, you'll see that we're just here talking about what we like, and we have some historical guests on here that can tell you that can give you good information. What we're here to do is point you towards. We're here to give you the tools. You just gotta go out there and dig a little bit, buddy. That's it. So feel free to ask questions if you want to. Guys, try to treat him with respect if you're in the chat. If he gets up.
Real quick for the people on the Facebook side confused with things, this is going on the YouTube side, and you guys can't see buttons like we can. So,
oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
We're giving him enough of our time, and he's gotten a warning.
Yeah.
Also, I'm a big fan of trolls because you guys drive up views, and that makes my rating go up. So,
thank you. Make sure to leave a like.
Anyway.
Yes, please be respectful. Yeah. All right. I wanted to show comparisons off real quick. Let me do this.
It's Nathan again.
Yeah. Wait.
You notice. You'll notice. Yeah, shut up, Harrison. You'll notice that there's no bullet hole in his face. That's how we know it's pre-April of 1862.
Yeah, that'll do
it. Kind of can't hide that. Yeah. Now the really depressing story out of him is one of his younger brothers that sadly ended his life after the war, and one of his other brothers that served in the Army of Northern Virginia that got killed at Cold Harbor, and then about maybe 2 months later, his son was born.
You know, you speak of that, Connor. I was actually I was watching a documentary the other day. I cannot remember for the life of me what it was, but it talked about PTSD through the generations, and it spoke a little bit on they're just now starting to discover in some of these records that these guys in these old veterans homes suffered from PTSD. They called it something else, and it was a lot of them went crazy because of it, drank themselves to death.
Oh yeah, one of the guys in my camp, Marty, who's a great compatriot, His fourth great grandfather, I believe that's the correct number of generations back, after the war came home and got married to a woman, and she died in childbirth. And they were in some heavy fighting. They were part of the Mississippians that went into Franklin, Chickamauga. Just heavy fighting. Anyway, she dies in childbirth, and he goes insane. And is sent to the insane asylum in Vicksburg. And then when they discover that he was a Confederate veteran, send him down to Beauvoir where he died. And the family just completely lost record of him and everything until Marty was doing research and then found him.
Yeah. Jason Lloyd, shell shock was actually coined in World War One. Yeah, I mean, there's interesting facts. The guys are talking in the chat. There's definitely interesting things that you find once you start reading into and medical journals, doctors' journals. That's where they're finding this stuff, most of it. But anyway, hey, it's been a good 57 minutes.
It has been. My mother's in here frying chicken in the room right next beside me. So I'm getting a little distracted.
Yeah, I got some pot roast cooking. I don't know what this one is. I don't like this one.
Moose is probably going to go to McDonald's and get a plain cheeseburger.
Do you get plain cheeseburgers, Moose?
Nothing but the meat, cheese, and bread, please, with a side of fries, a large tea, our barks, and beer.
Eventually those robots aren't going to be able to make you something special. You're just going to get what you want. Who's having a birthday tomorrow?
I'm willing to bet that it's probably the legend.
Ooh!
Uh-oh.
The legend.
Somebody fact check me.
Are you a SCV S-Tress man in the Confederation?
Happy birthday to the legend!
Somebody fact check me. Let's make sure.
Oh, yep, that is. Oh,
So,
yes,
man.
The fact is there.
The fact is there. The legend. Man, I saw some pictures. I saw some pictures of the legend this past weekend at Pleasant Hill, and he was looking mighty commanding there behind leading the troops into battle.
I saw that. I'm looking forward to a look around this weekend. We got some good pictures of stuff coming in, don't we, Moose?
Oh, a lot of great things coming in this week. It'll be a great point. Have special
Moose,
guests.
let's tease SCV chat.
All right. So we have
nothing to do on a Thursday night.
Live Wednesday. Same Confederate time. Same Confederate channel. Also remember to tune in to Look Around the Confederation, where you can email scvyouthOutreach@gmail.com to be featured on the upcoming episode. So remember, we have a show live Wednesday at 7 p.m. Confederate Standard Time, and Thursday we have Christian Lee.
Oh, wait. We have a show Wednesday, right?
Yes.
Right.
A special edition for the month of April, being Confederate History and Heritage Month.
Special edition. All right, listen, we're going to have to do that once a month. That way I can miss the Thursday where I have a VFW meeting.
And then this Thursday we have Christian Lee coming on. And whenever Christian Lee comes on, we have a great episode of talking about the future, technology, and, of course, everything happening over there in tech. And he has some very cool things to talk about, what he's doing with a monument his camp is trying to put up. And so that's something I'm really looking forward to hearing more about. And, of course, this Wednesday we have a great episode ready for y'all. And, of course, Monday we have a great episode for y'all. So we're really knocking them out of the park here, folks. So I hope you tune in. Remember to share the video, like the video, and comment on the videos.
The content may not be great, but our guests are. Our content may not be great, but we have good guests.
That's right. We do have good guests. They're much smarter than we are.
Ain't that
Oh yeah, well that's not saying much. We got a moose.
Speaking of which, I want to tease this. I spoke with a author of a book that we once did a review on, who has a new book coming out soon, and wants to come on the show and discuss it. So be on the lookout for that. We're going to have a great author come on and talk. I had a good conversation with him on the phone the other day, and I'm looking forward to getting things set up.
Oh,
all right, that's it. Let's go. It's been an hour. I'm hungry.
All right, yeah, been an hour. Tune in Wednesday. Tune in Thursday. We'll put some stuff out as reminders. Get your tickets for the red carpet. In the words of Harold Philpott, no Kumar in the elevator. Redder Frop. See y'all later.
Riff Rock.
I'll see you